it's Amanda with Eat, Pray, Crunch. Since I am here in bed rest, as many of you know, I thought I would use the opportunity to film some of the videos that I've been wanting to film lately. This is a subject that I've been wanting to talk about for a while because I feel like it's something that's been on my heart for a while. That subject is body image in pregnancy and post-pregnancy, and I know that this is something that a lot of women struggle with, and I am no exception. So I just wanted to share a little bit of my experiences with that and how I have made peace with that. In my previous pregnancy, I gained 55 pounds. At the time as that was happening, you know, I was definitely freaking out about it, just seeing those numbers go up and up and up on the scale. And but I remember at the time talking to my midwife about it, and she was saying, you look really healthy, you're eating really well, you're exercising, and as long as you're doing all of those things, your body is just doing what it needs to do. The obstetrics guideline is gain 25 to 35 pounds, and you better be right within that range. Otherwise, you know, they say, oh well, you're in increased risk for gestational diabetes and preeclampsia and all of those things. And just, you know, it's harder to get the weight off once baby comes. And I do think that there is truth in that. But at the same time, having that conversation with my midwife at the time, you know, made me realize that, you know what, not everybody fits perfectly into the 25 to 35 pound weight gain range. And, you know, I've talked with family members and they also gain that amount in their pregnancies. And so I think there is a genetic component as well. So, you know, I definitely, you know, a little bit came to terms with that when I was pregnant with Alex. And then there was the postpartum period. And let's be honest, guys, all of us who've had babies before, we know that, like, here you are before, you know, before you give birth, you have your big round cute little belly, and you know, everybody loves it, wants to touch it, and you know, everybody thinks, oh, you're so cute, yada yada yada. Then we give birth, and after that, I mean, your body is not the same. There are a few lucky women out there who just bounce right back, and that's just their body type, and they're pretty lucky. But most of us, that's not the case. And so, just being real, there's still a lot of extra pounds afterwards, and your belly is completely loose and flabby, and your boobs are changing because your milk is coming in, and you know, you're completely sleep deprived and you feel frumpy. So it's just kind of like a reality. It's like after you had a baby, you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my god, who is that person in the mirror? This is not who I was before I had a baby. And you know, it's probably, there's a lot of contributors to, you know, postpartum baby blues, but I think that, you know, that can be one thing, is just women having such a dramatic change happen to their bodies and seeing the aftermath of that and the changes in that. And I was no exception to that, and I definitely was getting down on myself. I mean, I tried to give myself a little bit of grace, like, I just had a baby, it's okay, you know. But like right after you're pregnant, you still look pregnant. Like immediately after I gave birth, I still looked like I was 6 months pregnant, and but you know what, that's how it happens. Like most of the people I've known, that's how their bellies look too. The reason that, you know, celebrities, you know, they have on their magazine covers like, oh, so and so got their body back in 5 weeks, yada yada, you know, some BS like that. These people, mind you, have nannies to watch their new children the entire time while they go to the gym and have a personal trainer, and that is their life. They, you know, it's not even real. You know, after having the baby, I wanted to ease back into working on getting the body back a little bit, and a lot of the time, a lot of the weight just came off from breastfeeding, and I know that's not the case for everyone. It was for me. And I think just even the day after I gave birth, it was like I think I dropped 15 or like 18, 19, 20 pounds, something like that, just from giving birth. And then after that, it just steadily declined while I was breastfeeding. So that was good, but then I definitely hit a plateau at about 20 pounds heavier than I was before I was pregnant with Alex. So at that point I knew I was going to have to do a little extra hard work. And that was actually about the point when I started learning about the traditional diet that we're doing, and I started eating that way as well, and trying to exercise more. And you know, you really have to ease back into exercise, especially if you had a long labor like I did. I had a 35-hour labor, and it takes a while for things to be comfortable moving again, if you know what I mean. So just getting out, you know, you have to just walk a little for a while. It hurts to jog for a while. I think it probably took me a good even 6 months for my body to be comfortable with jogging again. But I did get to that point, and I did try to do that like once, twice a week. I would take Alex out in the jogger and go to a nearby park where there were trails, and I would do that. And that did help. I finally dropped another 5 pounds, so I was at about 15 pounds above my pre-pregnancy weight. And so anyway, and then there was another little point where I kind of went back up a little bit, back up to 20 pounds above, and at that point I was actually diagnosed with hypothyroidism. And I've heard that this is actually, it's common to develop that after childbirth. I had never even heard of that happening before. And that really makes your metabolism pretty sluggish. So that made my weight inch back up to, you know, about the 20-pound over where I was pre-pregnancy. And so they started me on the thyroid medication, and that's just started to bring it back down. And then I got pregnant, and here I am. Anyway, so in that time, you know, between, you know, being pregnant and that whole post-baby period, you know, your body has changed. It just, that's the way it is. And you've had a baby, and you know what, your belly's a little more flabby, your boobs are a little more saggy, and got a little extra weight you're carrying around. And that's, you know, kind of just what happens. There are, you know, a few lucky people that doesn't happen to, but I think for the vast majority of people it does. And so anyway, I just wanted to talk about recently how I've really come to terms with that and kind of made peace with my body. And it's definitely an ongoing process. It's not like it's something that just like switched and now it's like I have perfect, you know, body image. It's not like that. Any positive change requires work, and this is no different. So what I've started doing recently is like when standing in front of the mirror and you just start having those like negative thoughts about yourself, like, oh, like I don't like this, I don't like that, and like, oh, I feel gross, I feel frumpy, like what I've started doing is I just tell myself, Amanda, snap out of it, stop it. Just stop that train of thought right there. Right then and there, I say a little prayer, and this is what I say. I say, Lord, help me to see my body the way you do. And that's it. That's my simple little prayer. And you know what? It's effective. It just kind of stops those negative thoughts in their tracks and replaces it with something positive and holy even. Along with that, God has given me kind of a new perspective that goes along with that. That perspective being an attitude of reverence rather than an attitude of like our cultural attitude of disgust towards our bodies. Because I really think that it's true that, you know, all of the things that are acted out in the world all start in thoughts in people's heads, and this is no different. When we have negative thoughts going through our heads all the time, it's going to give us a negative outlook on life. and it's going to draw negativity into our lives. On the flip side to that, when we have positive thoughts in our heads, it creates a more positive and loving outlook on life and draws more positivity into our lives. And I don't know about you, but that's the kind of life I would rather be living. It's just a much more pleasant and fulfilling way to go through life. So I am choosing, even though it is definitely difficult sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, like I still struggle with this on a, you know, daily or weekly basis, and I still get those negative thoughts in my head, but I always just, you know, like I said, I stop them in their tracks when I notice it's happening, and I say that little prayer, and I think about this perspective that unlike our culture teaches us, our bodies are incredible, beautiful, beautifully designed instruments, and they are capable of creating life. I don't know about you guys, but I think that that is pretty darn miraculous and amazing. And you know, when you create life, the process of that, yes, it changes your body. I mean, that's how it works. You are going through a huge transformation. You're growing a human being and feeding a human being. And that in itself is incredible. And I just feel like when I view it that way, like so many women just get so focused on the appearance of their body and without thinking about how amazing it is what their bodies are doing. And like I said, I am no exception. Like, I have been down that road myself. I know what that's like. It's so easy to get sucked into what the culture tells us our bodies should be like, but you know what, it's just not real. It's just not, you know. And that's not to say we shouldn't take care of ourselves. We really should. We need to take care of ourselves. That's part of honoring our bodies as a temple. We need to eat well. We need to put good food into our bodies, and we need to exercise. But we don't need to obsess over having an appearance that our culture wants us to have, because it's just not important. It's just not important in the grand scheme of things. What's important is that we have been given these beautiful gifts and this incredible, you know, this God-given ability to create life. And that's a beautiful process. And just thinking of it that way, it's a lot easier to honor your body and have peace with it, and just think about just how amazing our bodies are and how beautiful it is that they are capable of doing that. And the fact that they are changed afterwards is a beautiful thing too, because it's a sign that your body has created life. Anyway, that's just kind of I guess the spiritual transformation I've gone through recently when it comes to body image and how I view my own body. And so anyway, I hope that that's helpful for you guys, because I know that I am not, by far, I am not the only woman who has struggled with that. Body image is enough of an issue as it is by itself, and then you add pregnancy and childbirth on top of that, and it just creates this whole other layer of it. And anyway, so I know that I'm not the only person who has struggled with that, but I hope that, you know, that perspective and maybe that little prayer will be helpful for you guys too when you find your thoughts starting to go down that path. So anyway, talk to me, guys. Tell me in the comments below, what's been your experience with body image when it comes to pregnancy and postpartum, or just in general? How do you deal with that, and have you guys found ways to make peace with it? Tell me about it. I would think this is a really great conversation to start. And even if it's something that you're struggling with, like, tell me about that. I would love to pray for you, because I really think that all of us women, we could really just support each other and help each other to see that inner beauty that we all have, and the outer physical beauty that we have too, in the instruments that God has given us. So anyway, that's all for today, you guys, and thanks for watching. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button, and if you would like to see more videos about sustainable lifestyle and just talking about ideas like this, and to follow my current pregnancy journey, click that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!